Welcome back to my channel. For today's workout, you need nothing, just your body and a mat, and we're gonna get started lying down on our backs. So make sure you're centered, knees bent. Start to roll on down. Good, and you could walk your feet out as wide as your mat, maybe reach the arms over the head. Grab hold of opposite elbow to elbow, just finding a little more length through the front of the spine. Allow the ribs to draw down heavy. You can let your arms open up a little wider and then take those knees and just toss them from side to side. Think of reaching those knees forward into space. Finding a little more length through the waist. One more to each side. And then eventually you'll meet with your knees up towards the ceiling and walk your feet in to be sits bones distance apart. Hands can rest on your low belly. Take a big breath in. Expand the entire belly, and on your exhale, let the belly just soften down. Let your hips weight a little heavier into the mat. Do that again. Full breath into the diaphragm. Exhale to empty out. Adding on, inhale. Exhale, navel hugs back ever so gently. Starting to feel the abdominals draw in and down. One more like that. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, navel hugs back. The ribs soften in towards the spine. Literally just starting to feel the sides of the waist lengthen. We're gonna add on, lengthen your arms down beside your hips, right leg to tabletop. Left leg to tabletop, squeeze those legs together. Maintaining a neutral pelvis here, you'll start to open your right knee, shin, foot out to the right, all in one piece. And then draw it back in towards your midline. And then your left foot, knee, ankle, and then bring it back towards your midline. So side to side, maintaining weight to that opposite hip. Exhale to bring the leg back in. And out to the opposite side. So what we're really focusing on is the leg that's not moving, stabilizing. Knee, hip, all in one line. Exhaling, drawing the abdominals in deeper to bring that leg in. 2 more to each side. Opening and closing. Really, again, focusing on that diaphragm breath. Fully inhaling and exhaling. Last one to each side. Good. From here, interlace your hands behind your head. We'll curl the head, heart, and shoulders up. Both legs will open, breathe in. Exhale, they'll close. Collarbones wide here. Try to stay lifted at the base of the shoulder blades. Just keep that gaze towards those knees. 3, 2, 1. Pause, take a breath. Curl 1 inch higher and lower the spine down. Take a pause, take a moment here. Settle those ribs down, then curl back up. You'll extend your right toes to the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen back down. Legs to tabletop. Left leg extends. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, back down. So keep gluing those knees together. Extending one leg at a time to the ceiling as you curl up. One more like this before I add on to each side. Every exhale, keep hugging the abdominal wall back, curling up. I'm gonna ask you to stay up on the next one. Hold. Good, and then both legs are gonna head to the right ever so gently. And then return back to center on the exhale. So we'll think of peeling that left hip off the mat. And you exhale, come back to center. You could keep both knees bent if that's a little easier for you. Just try to stay again, lift at the base of the shoulder blades, and all this movement is coming from the navel down now. Exhale. Good, I'll keep my right leg up for the last 3. 2, We'll pause with our knees and legs over to the right. If the right leg is extended, send your left leg to meet it. Take a pause. Again, curl up 1 inch higher because you can. And rest it down. Good job. Let the knees fall into the chest. Second side, you'll curl up, left toes to the ceiling. Settle here with the heavy tail. And then both legs over to the left, both knees. Back to center. So again, leg option is here. Or you can return both legs to tabletop, whichever feels best for you. Again, this movement is really tiny. Try to stay square in the shoulders. Playing around with how much you can peel that right hip up without falling off to the left side. Good. 3. Keep those knees together. Exhale. 2. Woo. 1 more. You'll pause there to the left. That left leg's extended. Extend your right leg to meet it. Take a pause. Curl up a little higher. And rest it down. Good job. This time, both legs up to the ceiling. Arms reach up. Take a breath. You'll curl the head, heart, and shoulders up. Slightly rotate from those hips and start pumping for your 100. Inhaling for 5 counts through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth. Inhaling. And exhaling. Stay lifted at the base of the shoulders. Keep pumping. And exhaling. Breathing in. Breathing out. Maybe those legs want to travel a little further away, just for a little challenge. Almost there. Lengthening. And exhale. 3 more times. And exhale. 2 more. Keep reaching those arms forward. Exhaling. You're almost there. And breathe. Hold. Take a breath. And rest it down. Really good work. Let's slide that left leg long out underneath us. Hug your right knee into the chest. You can roll the right ankle around. Hug that right knee back in towards your midline. Elbows wide. You're going to curl the head, heart, and shoulders up. Left leg flexes to lift. Points to lengthen out. Flex. And point. So a little breath under the armpits. You're just sending that left leg up and down. Try to keep that tailbone heavy to the mat. Try to avoid curling your tailbone under when the leg comes up. 3, 2. We'll lengthen that left leg out, point in, hold and breathe for 3, 2, 1, and rest. Left leg, right leg down, give it a stretch. Maybe open it out to the side, roll the ankle around. Hug that knee back in. Again, breath under those pits, you'll curl up, flex the right foot, reach it up, and point, lengthen it out. Keep doing that flex, and point. Again, maintain a neutral pelvis. Every time that right leg lowers, it's trying to grow a little longer. Good, last 2. Last 1, take a pause, take a breath here. This time you'll switch legs. Good, inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Keep pulsing, maybe adding a little pulse, make it yours. Really stretch that knee in towards your midline. Opposite leg reaching to the wall in front of you. 2 more to each side. 1 more. And rest. Good work. Arms up, pray your hands together. So you're squeezing the palms of the hands together, toes back up, externally rotated. So we'll keep the upper spine down here. We'll start to lower both legs out to a high diagonal. Squeeze into the palms, squeeze those heels and resist the legs to the sky. So the legs lower as much as you can, keep the low back stable here. Don't overextend. And then resist the legs back up. So when the legs come up, I want you to press into the heel, the palm of your hands. Your neck is easy breezy here, right? Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, scoot to lift. 3 more. 2. 1 more. We'll keep those legs up. This time we're gonna curl up, rotate outside that right hip. Your left leg's gonna lower, and then you're gonna lower your spine all the way down, leg goes back up. Let's keep going to the right. Exhale, slice. Inhale, back down. Again, you're gently pressing into the palms of the hands as you curl up. Exhale, wide collarbones here. Lengthen through both arms evenly. Feeling that left shoulder blade off the mat. Good. 3. Good. 2. 1 more. And you can rest. Good. Bend the knees for a second. Both legs up. Over that opposite side. Curl up outside that left hip, right leg lowers. Exhale and inhale, lengthen back down. Collarbones nice and wide. Again, just to add a little extra resistance, squeeze into the palms of the hands. Exhale. Good, friends. 4, keep moving. 3. 2. 1 more. And rest. Good. Just to finish this up, you'll reach those arms and legs up one last time. This time you're gonna open those legs. You'll curl up right between your legs and lower the spine back down. Again, we'll exhale, curl, and open. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You'll meet me up on the 1. Keep those arms reaching forward. We'll tuck the tail, curl the pelvis towards you. Little. Tuck 5. Tuck 4. 3, 2, 1, and done. Good job, knees into the chest. And we'll rest those feet down for a shoulder bridge here. So take a big breath in, palms down. We'll gently tuck the tailbone, rooting down to those feet. We'll lift those hips up. Again, keep those ribs softening down and in and down, and then use the next exhale to slowly articulate 1 vertebra at a time, the spine down. Inhale again, heavy your tail. Exhale, come right back up. Knees stretching forward, heels drawing in towards your bum mentally, squeezing the glutes at the top, and melting it back down. Good, you'll do a few more just like this. Maintain space between the chin and the chest. The collarbones should be nice and broad here at the top. And maintain that as you melt the spine back down. The next bridge you take, you're gonna hold it up. We'll pause here, really root down to the feet. Really tucking the tail, you'll squeeze those glutes and lift those hips up. Just up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, going through our single pulses. Right hip up, left hip up, right hip up. Keep those thighs hugging in, knees aren't moving, just the hip pulses up. Right hip up, left hip up. 4 more to each side. 3, 2, 1. Pause, hips up, just keep them in line, and slowly roll it down. Good job. Extend your legs out long underneath you. Maybe stretch the arms over the head for a little stretch here. Settle the ribs down, arms up, and then use that next exhale to curl up and peel your way up, taking a forward fold here. Big inhale and settle there in the exhale. Good, and then we'll just meet on hands and knees. So on hands and knees here, I'll face this way. You'll just start to do a few cat-cows. Just feeling a nice stretch between the shoulder blades as you scoop and round. One more. And then I'd like you to tuck the toes under. Again, pushing down out the palms of the hands so you'll really support it through the shoulder blades. Tuck the toes and hover your knees for a little bear hover. So as we're here, nice root down onto those hands, I want you to start to play around with peeling your right foot and left foot one at a time off the ground. So just keeping those pelvises nice and stable, still. You're peeling one foot at a time off. Good, just like that. 3 points of contact instead of 4. One more to each side. Don't look at those knees, look forward. And then you'll rest your knees down. Relax the toes. Take a nice giant handprint with the hands forward and swing your hips forward so you're in a modified plank. So maintaining one long line from head to tail, firm up those glutes. You're gonna play around with placing one hand off the ground. I like to row that arm in, so you're gonna hug the scapula to the spine and then bend that elbow back towards your rib cage. So anti-rotation here. You wanna try to maintain even weight in both of your knees. Engaging through the back chain of your body. 2 more to each side. Keep that gaze forward, neck long. 1 more to each side. And then I'll ask you to send those hips back for a quick child's pose. Coming back into an all fours position. Keeping your knees underneath the hips. This time, just take your hands, that healthy handprint forward. We're gonna play around with a little bit of upper body, lower body moves. You're gonna wrap those armpits in. You're gonna gently press those forearms down and settle here. Right leg will extend back, keeping those hips square. Right knee down, push down to those palms and come back up. Elbows resist down, right leg extends out, pause, knee down, arms extend. You'll do that a few more times. So keeping the clavicles nice and wide, control the heels. I should say, control the elbows down. 3, 2, we'll hold it down on those forearms, right leg reaches back. Now flex that right foot. The right leg is gonna lower and lift. Right leg lowers and lifts. Gaze is towards those thumbs, slight tuck of the chin. Keep going. Keep that right pinky toe wrapped to the floor. 3, 2, the leg stays up. Keep it long and straight, just little pulses up. Only up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, now hold that leg up. Left hand's gonna swivel to that right elbow, but you're gonna press into that right palm and open up your hips to the right and straighten that right arm. Don't lock in it, soften it. So now your hips are stacked. This right leg is gonna sweep forward and then sweep back. Right hand can always slide a little closer to the left hand just to find a little more stability through the upper body. And lots of support through that whole left side, right? Left shoulder, left oblique, left hip, as your right leg crosses and slices back. So surely feeling those obliques. You have 3, slice and reach back. 2, 1 more, right leg forward, hold it up, pulse it up, only up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant your right foot down, right in line with that hip, and then prop yourself up. Right, so left knee underneath the left hip, all 5 toes straight ahead. Take a big breath in, maybe hands behind the head, and just take a little side bend to the right. And then you'll return up to tall, exhale, and then side bend to the left. Little tuck of the tail underneath you here. Firm up that left butt cheek. Good. So finding center, place your hands down. We're gonna tuck your left toes under. Pushing down to the palms, you're gonna lift your hips up and back to this little weird downward facing dog. So you're getting a nice opening through that right adductor, and you're gonna place your left knee down. From here, left arm opens, take a breath. Throw that arm through and under, exhale. Push down to that right palm, both hands, tuck the left toes back to that downward facing dog. Lengthen forward. Push down to that right arm, left arm up. Throw that arm through and under. Back to hands. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Good. One more with this thread the needle. Roll, pause here. From here, I want you to lift your right leg up, send your left leg out, and then reach it out to a bird dog. Just hold and breathe for 5 more seconds. Maybe point that right foot. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Really good. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is meet me on the other side. Knees beneath the hips, shoulders over the wrist for a moment. Measure out that healthy handprint and drop the forearms down with control. Left leg extends, it bends, and then press yourself upright. Down, lengthen out, knee down, palms down. Forearms, make sure those elbows are really hugging in, so those armpits are wrapping in towards your heart. Good, 2 more. Last one, plain. So we're gonna commit to those forearms down, left leg extends back, flex the foot, the left leg lowers, and left leg lifts. Lengthens to lift. Again, slight tuck of the chin, keep hugging that right outer hip in. Good, 6, 5, soft ribs in and down, 4, 3, 2, leg stays long and straight, it pulses up, only up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause here, right hand swivels to the left elbow, left palm into the mat, open up. So you can tense up to fingertips, walk that left arm in, and then stack those hips. Left leg sweeps forward and sweeps back. So your left leg only goes forward as much as you stabilize that pelvis. So keep hugging that right side in. Feel that right oblique support you here, right shoulder. And reach it away. 4, 3, 2, 1 more, hold it to the side, little pulses up, only up, 6, up, 4, 3, 2, gracefully drop that left foot down. Right beside you, come on up off those wrists, hands behind the head, take a breath, little side bend to the left, back upright, side bend to the right, and upright, tuck the tailbone gently under, 1 more to the left, good, 1 more time to the right. Hands underneath those shoulders, tuck your right toes under, push down to those palms, hips up and back to that diagonal line. Right knee down, right arm up, take a breath, thread that arm through and under. Push into the left palm, right hand down, tuck toes, downward dog. Try to get that heel down. Relax the foot, arm up. Look up, exhale, thread the arm through and under. 1 more time, like that. This time, left leg hovers, right arm reaches out to the right, and then reach it around for your bird dog. Hold and breathe for 5. Find a little more length from hand away from foot for 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Really nice work. So from here, we're all gonna meet in our final plank. plank. So once again, you'll swing those hips forward, maybe staying here in a modified plank. If you're coming with me, you'll tuck your toes under, lift up through the backs of the knees. Good. So from here, I want you to take your hips up and back to a downward facing dog. Then you'll lift your heels and you'll drop both heels off to the right. Just finding a little more length through that side body. Good, and then from here, you'll bring your heels back to center, toss them all over to the left. Keeping those hips back, finding length through the right side. Your heels will come straight through center. You'll look forward once again to your hands, finding your last plank. Take a big breath here. Reach the chest forward and out. Good, and we'll drop our knees down. Knees wide, everyone, child's pose. Take a big breath here. Maybe flip the palms up to the ceiling, just letting your pelvis rock from one side to the other. And then very slowly you'll find center, your palms will come down, and you'll roll your way on up. Shoulder distance apart, and we'll start with some standing squats. So hands could be at heart center. We'll take our first squat and just take a pause here for a second. Make sure those hips are reaching back, the sternum, chest is lifted, and then push down now with those feet and stand all the way up to tall. Inhale again, we'll sit back, really flaring our sit bones at the bottom and squeezing those sit bones together as you rise back up. Keep squatting. Arms are yours. Again, arms can reach forward, return back. Let's do a few more. Just feeling that power through those legs. Exhaling to stand and rise. You got 4, 3, 2. We'll pause in our squat on 1. Bring your hands to heart center. I want you to shift the weight into your left foot and step your right foot back. Tap your right foot back in, step your left foot back. So I want you to be mindful that you're never leaving that front leg. You're shifting that weight from one foot to the other, stepping that opposite leg back to the wall behind you. Keep the sternum lifted. Keep tapping that foot back. Alternating for the last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Meet me with your left foot back on 1. Front knee is bent. You're gonna push down to that front foot and you're gonna rise all the way on up. Take a pause here. Think of wrapping that right hip gently back. And then you're gonna hinge that torso forward, bending that front knee. Push down to that right foot. You'll rise up to tall, stacking those shoulders over hips, hinging your torso forward. Keep going. Rising up and forward. So as we really load that right leg, try to really think of wrapping that right hip back towards the wall behind you. Keeping that pelvis nice and centered into that mat. Towards the center of that mat, I should say. 3. 2. We're gonna pause with that torso forward, back leg stays straight. We'll rotate our chest press gently to the right and then return back to center. So again, stabilizing from the navel down, we're just moving that rib cage gently to the right. Exhaling to twist, inhale to find center. You have 4, 3, 2, 1 more. We'll find center, our arms reach forward. We're gonna load that right leg a little more and step your left foot. Just tap it, left leg reaches back, take a breath, and stand it up. Keep going. And rise it up. So again, all that majority of the weight on that right foot. 3, we're gonna hold that right leg back, that left foot back. And 2, hold that left foot back on 1. You'll open up those hips to the wall in front of you, opening up towards a warrior two position. So you can open up that stance, all 5 toes straight ahead on that right foot. Right leg will straighten, hands behind the head. Take a big breath in. Rebend that right knee on the exhale. Just a few more. Thinking of that right knee opening up in line with that second and third toe. 2. Good, one more. Good, we'll return with those side bends. So keeping the legs still, you'll side bend to the left, take a big breath in. And then you'll exhale, side bend to the right. Good, again to the left. And again to the right. One more time to the left. You'll meet me here to the right. Take a pause here. Make sure that right knee is opening out to the right, and you'll rotate your chest rest to the right, towards the floor. And then open back up. Exhale. If the hands behind the head is too much, you can always cross your hands across your heart. Just again, maintaining those collarbones open. Make sure your skull is gently pressing back into the cup of the hands. Good, last 3. Last 2. Good, one more. You'll rotate chest to the floor, hands come down to plant that front foot. Right leg is gonna reach all the way back to a 3-legged plank. From here, you're gonna lift that right leg up to a 3-legged downward dog. Take a breath. On that exhale, you're gonna bend that knee in towards your navel. Right leg reaches back. 2 more times. Lengthen it back. 1 more time. Good, you'll hold that right leg up, and then you're gonna take your right leg out to the side and back down. Do that 2 more times. Leg goes up, circle it out to the side and back around. 1 last time. Good, drop your heels down. Good, you'll bend your knees. You'll hop or walk to those hands. Take a forward fold here. Just again, sway your spine from side to side maybe. Bend the knees, and then we'll very slowly roll the spine on up. Second side. So we're actually gonna repeat those squats. Maybe change the hands up or speed it up. We'll squat and we'll stand. If you want that heart rate to come up, maybe reach those arms up. Inhale. Maybe these squats, now that you're warmer, are getting a little deeper. And reach for the sky. Good, friends. Keep pumping that heart. 6. Squeezing those glutes at the top. 5. 4. 3. 2. Meet me back in that squat. Hold it here, steps back. Alternating. Good, so again, be mindful that that pelvis stays centered. You're just sending one leg back at a time. Never leaving that front leg. Gaze is forward and out. Collarbones wide. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe your right leg back and pause. Again, nice square hips. You're gonna push down to that front foot and arrive. Take a moment here to square those hips off. Make sure both legs are in their own lane. Bend into that front knee, hinge the torso forward. Again, reminder, wrap that left outer hip in, push down to that left foot and rise. Again, inhaling, back leg stays really strong and straight. And rising up to tall, stacking those shoulders over your hips. To stand. Again, thinking of having that pelvis nice and centered on that mat. The tendency is your hips start to float to the left. And rise 2 more times. We'll pause with that torso hinged forward again, back leg long and straight. We rotate, exhale to the left and back to center. Just a tiny rotation. Keep that sternum lifted. Just that whole rib cage spiraling along the spine. Hips stay straight ahead. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll come through center, arms reach forward. Shift the weight into that front foot, and you'll tap that right foot in. Take a breath, step that right leg back. Inhale, exhale, arrive. So again, majority of that way on that left foot. Arms and legs reach away from the midline, and we step it up to tall. Just a few more. 2, 1. Right foot stays back. Hold it back. Dial that right heel down. Open those hips out to the wall. Hands interlace behind the head. Take a pause here. Adjust this warrior two if you need. Hips are open. Left knee reaching in line with that second, third toe. Side bend to the right. Away from that knee. Back to tall. Side bend towards that knee. One more to the right like this. And to the left. We'll all meet with our left side bend, left knee towards that left elbow. Keep that 90-degree bend and rotate towards it. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to neutral. So again, pelvis stays forward, spiraling our rib cage. 5, 4, 3. Keep those hips straight ahead. 2. One more twist. Hands lower down to frame that front foot. Pause. Keep your shoulders over the wrist. Left leg shoots back. Keep the leg lifted. Take a pause. Downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Take a breath. Square up those hips. Knee towards navel. Exhale. Scooping around. Left leg reaches back. Keep doing it. 2 more times. 1 more time. Left leg reaches up. Left leg rotates to the side and back around. 2 more times. Left leg up to the side and back around. 1 more. Good. You'll drop your heels down. This time, walk your hands to your toes. Stay here in a forward fold. Anything that needs to happen, just shake your head out, yes or no. And then soft bend those knees. You'll tuck the tail and slowly take your time rolling on up. Good job. So we'll meet right in the center of our mat, this time with a wider stance with our feet. So hands can start on your hips. We'll just take a nice bend to the right, hinging at those hips. Push down off that right foot and stand tall. And then hinging, side lunge to the left, push off that left foot and come back to tall. So just alternating again from one side to the other. Reaching both sitting bones straight back, crown of the head reaching forward. Good, you got 4, 3, 2, 1 more. From here, we'll bend both knees and hinge our torso forward. From here, I'd like you to straighten your legs and try to lengthen the chest forward, and then rise up. Bend the knees, hinge your hips back, hold. Straighten the legs, hug the belly to the spine. Rise back up to tall. 1 more time. We hinge, hips straight back, slight bend in the knees. Think of straightening those legs, chest forward, crown the head reaching forward, rise up. This time, legs stay straight, you'll hinge, and you'll rise back up. So straighter leg really pulled up from the inner thighs and pelvic floor. You hinge, flat back, back up to tall. 1 more variation. Stick with me. We'll come up, our arms open up. We'll take our right hand and slice off our left pinky toe. Exhale. We'll come right back up, breathe in. Exhale, slice off your right pinky toe. Inhale, come back up. So if you're familiar with the classical series of the Pilates saw, you're seated on your sitting bones. So I want you to come all the way upright. And we'll do this standing. Think of those sitting bones reaching to the sky as you slice the torso from side to side. Good. 1 more to the right. 1 more to the left. We'll stay up, take a big breath in, reach up, And then this time we'll fold forward. Hanging again, you could bend into one knee or the other. Good, you'll heel toe, those feet in. So you're back to parallel feet, think shoulder distance apart, and then you'll roll back up. Good, this time you'll reach your arms up, and I want you to play around with shifting the weight into that left foot and bring your right leg to tabletop. So that right knee is right over that right hip. Good, then you'll step it down, exhale, shift the weight into that right foot, left leg floats up to tabletop. Maybe lift that knee up a little bit more. Place it back down. 2 more to each side. Just feeling tall, rooted into that standing leg. Strengthen that hip as you reach that knee towards your navel. 1 more plane to the right. 1 more plane to the left. I'm going to ask you to hold that right leg up into tabletop. Now from here, I want you to reach those arms back. Hinge from those hips again. Your right leg reaches back to the wall behind you. And again, the crown of the head reaches forward. Take a pause. And then you'll push down to that left foot and come up. 3 more times. Right leg reaches back. Your arms could reach back. Your arms could reach out to the sides. Keep that back leg straight. Slight bend to that standing leg. 2 more tries. Try to keep those shoulders and hips square to the floor. Great work. 1 more time. Take a breath. Lengthen out. Soar. And rise. Good. Wash that away. Shake out that left foot. And then we'll do it on that other side. So left leg up. Torso upright. And then again, hinging from the hip. The standing leg is slightly bent. Arms reach back. Heart reaches forward in opposition. Push off that right foot and rise. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then rise. You got 2 more. If you're balancing, you can have a moment there, stay out there. Keep, again, those hips square to the floor. Last time, friends, breathe in. And rise. Take a big breath in. Take that foot down and shake it out. Nice work, friends. We'll finish off this workout stepping back towards the end of the mat. Once again, we'll float our arms up, we'll look up, and we'll roll down. Bending those knees, take a breath. We'll walk it all the way out to our final planks. So starting here with your feet sits bones distance apart. Take a big breath in. I want you to lift the tail up and back to a downward facing dog. You'll bend the knees, and then you'll press it back out to the plank. Hips go up, see your toes. Bend the knees, take a breath, lengthen back out to the plank. 1 more time like that. And then you'll reverse it. Bend the knees, lift the tail, wave the spine forward, back to your plank. Bend the knees, extend the knees, wave the spine forward. Last time, bend the knees, extend the knees, wave the spine forward, hold that plank. Again, once again, we'll play around with floating that right foot off the ground, placing it down, left foot off the ground. Good. Keep alternating, keeping the chest reaching forward in opposition. 2, 1. Right leg up. Can we hold it up? Maybe pulse it up. Only up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot down, abs in, left leg up. Pulse it up. Only up. Keep that pelvis low. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone pause. I know you're shaking. I am too. Hold and breathe. You got this. 1 more breath for your efforts. Knees nice and wide, friends. Child's pose. Good job. Settle. Let that chest fall. Let your shoulders heavy. Let that tailbone heavy. Good. And then you'll just take a seat. Good. Reach those arms up, take a breath. Your right arm comes down and you'll take a side bend. I want you to grab hold of the back of that head. Let your head fall heavy into the cup of that left hand. Once again, you'll rotate your chest breast towards the floor. Look towards that right hip. Open back up, heart to the ceiling, and then you'll come up. Arms up, left arm down, right arm reaches over. Grab the back of the skull, lift your gaze. Rotate chest to the floor. Open back up. Good. Feet out where we started. Let your knees float from one side to the other. Nice work today. Thank you for doing the entire class. Thank yourselves. Feet together, knees wide. Take a big breath in, friends. Hinge, flat back, torso forward. Bring yourself upright. Float the feet just an inch or two away from you. Take one more breath together, and again, keep a tall spine as you hinge forward. Keep the heart lifted. And then rise on up. Awesome work. Hope you enjoyed this one.